Good afternoon, folks. My name is Jason Harbour, and I'm one of the owners of First Choice Foundation Repair. I made a short video today to talk to you about the difference in a couple different types of piers that are sold here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. There's a huge difference between these two different types of piers, and all I'm going to cover is just these two types. Although there are a few different other kinds out there, these are the ones that are primarily used by 95% of the foundation repair companies. The first one I'd like to talk about is what they call a pressed concrete pier. Pressed concrete pier is this. What it is basically is it is a solid concrete cylinder which is 6 inches in diameter and 12 inches tall. And the way that's installed is basically they're going to open up a 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot hole, dig down about 5 feet. They're going to get up underneath the footer of your home, and they're going to press this concrete down into the ground until it hits what they call refusal. Now, make no mistake about it, folks, refusal is not rock. Refusal is basically very compressed clay that they say somewhat mimics rock, but yet is still very susceptible to drying and swelling conditions out there, okay? This is what the inside of a concrete cylinder looks like. As you can tell, there's no rebar or anything in this. All this is basically cured concrete that is cast for 30 days. Okay, and what they're going to do is they're going to push that down in the ground, and typically that is only going to go normally somewhere in the neighborhood of about 10 to 15 feet down in the ground. Again, it's very susceptible to movement. When it rains, it can lift. When it gets dry, it will definitely fall. And remember, folks, in order for a pier to fail, it only has to move 1 inch. Now, what I would suggest that you consider out there, and it is a little bit more in terms of dollars out there, would be what we call a dual-walled steel pier. This is what the steel pier looks like. Basically, the way it works is there's a driving plug that's put on the end, and this is pushed down the same way the concrete is on this thing. But as it goes down, we're going to feed pipe after pipe, and these are going to interlock on the top, so we'll have another pipe that will actually fit over the top of this. This will actually get pressed all the way down in the ground until we actually get to bedrock. That way you're assured that there will never be any future movement on that. We've been selling dual-walled steel piers now for over 20 years. We have never had one single warranty call in over 20 years in selling steel piers. If you're looking for a permanent solution out there, and one that you know that after you install, you're never going to have to worry about any type of maintenance on it and any other further movement, you would want to obviously go with the steel pier option. Please keep in mind, folks, when we do talk about pressed concrete, okay, it's not a bad alternative if that is absolutely all you can afford. But understand, too, there are a lot of other variables that go in with pressed concrete. Whereas when you install steel, there's nothing else that you have to do to maintain it. When you put in pressed concrete, you must make sure that you have full gutters around your house. You must make sure that you have French drains installed in order to channel the water away from the house. Okay? And you also need to ensure that you have an in-ground soaker system. Some companies will talk to you about putting topical drip lines around your house. Folks, those do not work. I've been in the business now over 20 years, and that water will not go down through 2.5 feet of clay to reach the sides of these concrete piers in order to keep it moist and keep grip on it out there. So again, folks, I would highly consider using steel if the budget allows out there. Typically, by the time you add up the French drains, the gutters, and the in-ground drip system, you can figure on an average of about $6,000 additional to the price of your concrete installation out there. Now, most companies aren't going to tell you this, okay? But when you read their contract, which most of us use the exact same contract out there, you're going to find out that unless you do these other steps, these are doomed to fail. Typically, you're going to get about 24 months out of a pressed concrete pier before you start getting excessive movement on it. At that point, everything that you're currently seeing inside your house will reappear. Okay? With steel, you will get no more movement. So the thousands of dollars that you're going to spend to fix your floors, to fix your ceiling, to fix your walls, painting, texturing, so on and so forth, you get the chance to spend that money all over again should you choose to install pressed concrete. If you put in the dual-walled steel system, you're never going to have to do that again in the areas where the piers are installed. Again, Jason Harbour here, First Choice Foundation Repair, your foundation expert here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Thank you very much for joining me today. Look for my future videos helping you keep everything on a solid footing out there. And remember, with First Choice Foundation Repair, we're taking service to a whole new level. Thank you.